No, they can't see it though.
Damn!
They can't see it though.
No, I was saying, damn, shit tight.
Welcome back to another episode of Whole Lotta Podcast. This is your host, Ebenezer Ojo.
Hope out of bio.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode. We appreciate you. We love you a lot. We love you so much. Thank you guys for tuning in for another episode. Right. What was I gonna say? Damn.
Oh no, you tell me.
It's a new week.
Yeah, my hair keeps growing, keeps getting longer.
Your hair is actually growing though.
Yeah.
You got boneless braids. They hold it on a little bit to a scalp, just by a couple threads. You got boneless braids, but they look all right. You're due for another shape up though. You're due for another shape up.
Dude, I literally got one 3 weeks ago.
That's the
There's
price.
no reason. You can't even see it.
That's the price of dreading.
You can't see.
Or locking. That's the price of locking.
You can't see my hairline.
But now, speaking of hairline, legacy, old age, those types of things, you just had your last football game of your collegiate career, your NCAA final game.
Yep.
How does it feel? This is huge, stepping stone in your life.
Yeah. This is huge.
This is huge. Okay, can we talk about it? Yeah. We know it's huge. Hey, yo.
Nah.
Pause.
I always do that.
Talk about it. How do you feel?
I feel good. I like
a crazy time.
It's crazy because it's been 4.5 years, 5 years.
4.5 years of getting hit, you hitting, falling on the floor, bruised knees, surgeries.
Nah, it's been good.
Literally, blood, sweat, and tears have been left on that field.
A lot of blood, sweat, and tears.
Literally.
Have
been left on that field.
You should have seen me on Saturday. There was a lot of blood.
Jeez.
There's a lot of blood. But nah, it's good though because a lot of relationships and friends and families.
A lot of finance.
Are you trying to get me in trouble?
No, finance like you found the right finance. Not like, oh, there's a lot of them everywhere. No, like, would you think you would have met if you didn't do football?
Yes.
Oh, you think so?
Yes.
Okay.
But it's all right, tight jeans. Nah, it's good though because it's just like St. Thomas is a good place to be. Leaving there with a lot. Could you have imagined those last 4 years at any other place? Nah.
St. Thomas was the place.
St. Thomas was the place. Yeah, I could even. And it's crazy to say because, like, as a freshman, I was already ready to leave.
Really?
Yeah. But I was so grateful
that you stayed.
That I stayed.
You wouldn't ever want to do that with anybody else?
Nah. Wouldn't want to do it with anyone else. It just wouldn't be the same.
Wow.
And I think that's the type of person I am. But it's just like, even though I might feel some type of way, to stick it through is... Because I've been able to leave a legacy. That's crazy.
Yeah. Not a lot of people can say they did that.
No, that's huge. Crazy.
I feel like you're going to definitely go down as one of like their best players for sure.
That'd be nuts. If I ever get honored that way, I'd be very proud.
Wow.
Because over 3,000 yards, 32 touchdowns.
3,000 yards, 32 touchdowns.
32 touchdowns.
Wow.
I hope someone breaks it soon.
Wait, is that the record?
Well, that's a record in D1.
Whoa.
Well, you gotta think I started off at D1.
Oh, so I see.
Who else is gonna beat it?
What was the record before that?
I don't even want to know.
Wow.
Maybe somebody even hit 2,000-3,000 in one season once. I don't know.
No, but not touchdowns though.
Nah, I'm probably not. Oh, I think I'm number 4 all time.
All time, wow. Wow.
Number 4. I was number 5.
Do you guys have like end of the season banquets like high school?
Yeah. We have it.
When is that?
In February.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's later. So.
How many people are you guys graduating?
About 20 guys.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
So they better be doing a lot of recruiting right now.
Yeah, but that's usually how it is, though.
Oh, that's what it was like last year too?
I think last year was a lot more.
That's why I feel like the St. Thomas's game has been really inconsistent because they graduate so many at a time.
Yeah.
It's like it's not even like, oh, let's build on what we had last year, because you can't. Because everybody's new, fresh.
That's the thing.
So you can't really build on what you had last year because it's a completely new team. When like 50-60% of the team is gone, you can't say you're building on last year.
Yeah, but you got to think that's college football.
Yeah,
you got 20. You only bring in 20, 30 guys every year. Those guys now it's even less because
that's how many people are going to actually start.
Colleges are only bringing in 10 high schoolers.
Oh,
they're going to go grab the rest from other schools and whatnot.
Oh, wow.
So. But now I'm thankful, super grateful, friends for life. I never could have imagined the 4.5 years I had. Never could have.
Now let's get to the nitty gritty, because last time we spoke, and we always have this conversation at the end of the year, at the end of your football year, like, oh, what are we going to do next? What are the next plans? Stuff like that.
Yes.
Last time you talked about how, oh, you want to be able to make All-American, you want to be able to be looked at, be invited to combine, things like that.
You remember.
So did you hit your All-American goal? What was the goal and what did you end up hitting?
Will I be All-American, first, second, or third team? I'm not sure.
Really?
It's there.
What's the All-American yardage you're supposed to hit?
I think to really solidify yourself, 1.5.
How much did you hit?
I got 1.15. Yeah.
Damn, off of 400 yards.
Yep, 400 yards, and
damn.
I think
if you had 2-3 more games, could have been done.
I missed one game.
Oh.
I had 2 really bad games.
Wow.
But I'm content though, because there came a point in the season where I was like, I don't even think I'm going to hit 1K.
Wow.
But then a really big game, a 277-yard game, put me right back on it.
That game was stutsy.
That game was nice. So now I'm grateful. All-American would be amazing, but I realize it's not important anymore. Like, I got thrown in it.
Yeah. What are you gonna say? You got thrown in
my name is thrown in it. It's in the hat, but it
How do you know?
mean I just had a conversation, but it doesn't mean I'm gonna get it. There's still. I think right now I'm at like number 15 in rushing yards.
For your division of D1?
No. Like yeah. For like the whole entire FCS.
Oh wow.
I'm number 15.
Wow.
Which is huge though.
Yeah, that is huge.
Which is huge. So even in high school, I wasn't even. You know what's crazy? And like I don't even like speaking on this, but I wasn't even invited to the All-Star game in high school.
Really?
So like All-Star game is like where all the best senior high school players
go, and you weren't invited to it?
Weren't even invited.
You think it had to do with the school that you were in? Was Love invited?
Love what? Love was invited.
Wow.
Love was invited. I think somewhat, but like at the end of the day.
Because I think if you were playing at a school like St. Thomas, you probably would have had more looks. Because nobody's looking at little old Simley.
Nah, but I just think that's just what's kind of messed up. Where it's like I did a lot better than 99% of the guys I graduated with. So, but I'm content. I'm grateful. But what were you gonna ask? What was the question?
I was gonna say, can we talk about? So you had talked about really good plays. Can we talk about plays where you literally had to overcome not even anger, but just people trying to F with you? Like the last game that I saw, oh my goodness. There was literally this play where the ball was dead in the water. Yeah. This dude was tackled home and then tried to roll his leg like twice.
Yeah.
I seen that, and then the first game of the season that I watched, you were clearly already made the touchdown, and then somebody still hit you while you were picking up the ball. Yeah. That was like the first game of the season.
Nah, that was last year.
Oh, that was last year? I was like, what is going on?
That's football.
Yellow card or no yellow card? That person could have took you out for the season.
No, that's crazy because that's football. But I got really mad because I think that game was personal to me because I needed 70 yards to get 3,000. And I didn't know where I was at yet, so I was kind of like, I think it really hit where it was just.
So do you go to the field like, okay, this is the stats that I want to hit, or do you go to the field just like, okay, let me play football?
I think this weekend, that was really my first time where I was like, all right, this is the stats I want to get. Like I need 70 yards, right? But usually it's just I want 100 yards, and like I don't ever find out until the end of the game. Like when I had my 277-yard game, I didn't know it was. I didn't even think. I was like, man, I hope it's over 200. I hope so. Yeah. But I had no idea. So when he did that, I was ready to beat his ass.
He did. What if nobody was there to hold you back? You think you would have been able to control yourself?
Yeah, because you gotta think when he did it, I was already looking at him, and then I was like, for a split second, I was like, oh, should I do this? Should I not do this? What would the coaches think? Will I get in trouble?
Yeah, what did your coach say to you after that game?
Well, I came...
Or after that play, I guess.
So, after that play, I got taken out. I come to the sideline, and he's chewing me out.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, but then I'm like, blah, 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 like...
You try to roll my ankle?
Yeah, I try to roll my ankle. So then I'm not, like, talking back. But like I'm trying to explain myself, but I didn't even really need to explain myself because they played it on the jumbotron,
and they could see it.
Big jumbotron.
Yeah, you could see that he was fumbling.
I was very happy, but at the same time, I gotta be able to keep my cool.
Yeah,
but
because even in a professional setting, that wouldn't fly.
Nah, even if
even if you're in the right, of course. Wait, so then what does the future look like now? Because now you spent an extra semester to play and everything like that to try to get what you're trying to get. Yeah. So what does the future look like? What does the next 1 year look like?
So I'm ready working full time. Work full time, keep working, train whenever I can. I have a really good support system.
She's supporting.
Yeah, I wasn't talking about that. But But yeah, so I have good trainers. I have really good people around me to help me get there. But yeah, honestly, it's just
you're better for what you're paying them. You better.
But it'll be good. I'm excited. But you have to understand that like.
Okay, so that's what you're working on. So then, what is your hope and aspirations? What do you see? What's your 3-year plan?
3-year plan. What's your 3-year plan?
I know my 3-year plan. Boom! I can name my 3-year plan in 2 seconds.
I got a 1-year plan.
Okay, what's your 1-year plan?
My 1-year plan is to train my butt off, work my ass off, and get on NFL team.
Whoa! Why are you so shy to say that? Like,
I'm not.
Just say it with your chest. Like, I want to play in the NFL. Like, why are you like?
See, this is a theme.
I just maybe one day, if the NFL gods sign their eyes on me, maybe they'll.
Okay, all right.
Chest, like, oh, that's what I want to do.
All right, that's exactly what I want to do.
Yeah, why are you being shy about it?
I want to play in the NFL.
Exactly.
I want to be on an NFL team because it's not even about. Can I be on one? Do I think I can do this? Is it impossible? Yada yada. That doesn't even matter to me. Put me in a room with anybody. I'm going to outwork. I'm going to stay the longest. And I think these past 4 years have paid a testament to that.
You definitely have the discipline.
So it's just
I agree 100% with that.
I came in as a receiver.
Oh, what did you end up being?
A running back.
Oh wow.
So now I'm excited. But at the end of the day, whatever the Lord has planned. But like Ebenezer did say, yes, my goals and aspirations is to play in the NFL and yeah, be able to support family and myself and future. So I'm excited. I'd be very upset with myself if I didn't at least give myself a chance.
Oh yeah, definitely. And that's why we've always had this conversation. You guys have been watching the podcast since day one. I've always been telling him, there's going to come a point where you have to choose.
Yeah.
You're going to have to choose, do I continue facing and trying to chase my dreams, or do I buckle down and get that 9 to 5?
I'm giving myself 3 years. 3 years.
Yeah. I think
3 years, I get to pursue it for 3 years. And if after 3 years, it's like, man, it's not really fruitful.
Panning out,
It's not really panning out, then I will throw my hand in the towel and be done. I'm giving myself 3 years.
That's why I think everybody, when it comes to like dreams and aspirations, I think everybody should give themselves the chance to at least try to pursue those things, because you're gonna wake up one day and be like, oh, what if I would have done?
What if I would have?
What if I would have?
Because I know I can.
The worst thing
it's only
is to have a
about
what if.
the opportunity.
Yes, the worst thing is to have a what if. The best thing is to say, okay,
I failed.
Yep.
I mean,
that you tried your best.
I tried my best, and it didn't work out.
And that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, because I could have played my last game of football ever this past Saturday.
Oh, really?
That could be my last game ever.
Yes, of course. Yep. Because
I pray to God it's not, but I have to have the understanding that could be my last game ever suiting up. Because I went out with a bang, 120 plus yards, 2 touchdowns. I went out with a bang. I did it my way. That's what I'm happy about. I did it my way. And I did it my way.
Good job, bro. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you. Good job. Speaking of bangers, speaking of bangs, let's talk about Kendrick's new album.
I don't know. I didn't listen to it.
GNX.
I didn't listen.
Let's talk about Kendrick's new album. Off the initial listen, I will say, if I was to give it a ranking 1 out of 10, 1 being, whatever. 1 being trash, 10 being a slapper. Off of listen, I give it a solid 8.
I knew it. Look at my hands.
Oh, wow.
I knew you were going to say 8.
Because I thought the structure of the album, first of all, the album was a surprise. Nobody knew he was dropping this weekend. It was a surprise drop.
I'm surprised it didn't get leaked before he dropped.
Yeah, no, exactly. No leaks dropped. I see a lot of people took Kendrick's album, Damn, like Sit Down, Be Humble. A lot of people took that song as like, oh, Kendrick is just being nice. No. Kendrick is literally telling all the other rappers to sit down and be humble. Because if you if you listen to this album and then you listen to the Damn album, you're like, wait, Kendrick is really telling everybody who he is, and nobody's listening. Everybody's just dancing and thinking it's good vibes. It's not good vibes with Kendrick, bro. The first song that he dropped, he name drops Lil Wayne. Literally, the full name. He says, F the double entendres, I'm going to go straight for their head. And he calls out Lil Wayne because Lil Wayne was just being salty that they didn't pick him for the NFL.
He should have been picked, though.
No, look at it. This is what Lil Wayne thought. Oh, the what's it called? The Super Bowl is gonna be in New Orleans. Okay, I don't have to do nothing. It's gonna be me because I'm from New Orleans. Yeah. Right? But Kendrick
that's a good testament to life, though.
Don't think people are just gonna hand you stuff.
Nah, nothing's ever handed.
I'm not trying to say Lil Wayne does not have a GOAT legacy when it comes to hip hop. He definitely does. Top 3. But Kendrick had probably one of the craziest albums, songs this summer, right? That trajectory of that song and the beef with Drake, it just makes sense for him to do the Super Bowl.
Especially at the timing. Bro, imagine, how does the beat go again, the most famous?
They not like us.
Yeah, imagine that in February.
Bruh. And with like
Beyonce
and Bruno Mars, I believe. And what's it called? Lil Wayne hasn't. I don't think he's ever performed in Super Bowl. See, this is the thing, right? There is probably a really good chance Kendrick would have brought Lil Wayne out. Because every single year, whenever an artist plays, they always bring in other people. It's always a surprise. So I feel like if Lil Wayne would have just not even spoke on it and just continued just like...
It's a good life lesson, bro.
I bet you 100% Kendrick would have brought Lil Wayne on stage and shocked everybody. Yeah. And then everybody would have been quiet. But because kind of Lil Wayne went like, oh,
well, he thought like I said, it's a good life lesson because he thought that he deserved it.
Yeah, I thought he deserved it.
And not only that he thought that he deserved it, but he thought because Jay-Z was the one who was going to pick
that he was going to put it.
That he was going to put him in.
And now he thinks Jay-Z doesn't like him because he didn't put. No, that doesn't have to do with anything. Dude, like literally, when it comes to the Super Bowl, you have to realize how many suits are involved. Yeah. And by suits, I mean managers, producers, all that stuff.
No, but Jay-Z's the only one making the decision.
But at the same time, Jay-Z also has to pitch those guys who's gonna be there. Jay-Z doesn't just snap his finger and say, "Oh, it's gonna be Lil Uzi."
No, he is.
No,
I'm pretty sure. No. They've given it. They literally said, "Hey, Jay-Z, you are deciding who's doing the Super Bowl."
But I'm pretty sure it still has to go down.
Yeah, no. I'm telling you, Jay-Z is the last chain of command.
Really?
Yeah, Jay-Z is the last chain of command.
Well, if so, but the numbers have to make sense.
The number, because you can't just do Lil Wayne. It doesn't apply to everyone who's watching.
A lot of things.
Billy Joe Cyrus, who likes watching football, doesn't care about Lil Wayne. A lot of things
when it comes to Super Bowl has to do with data, has to do with numbers. They're probably like, who's going to pay attention more? if this person pops out, it's gonna be Kendrick.
And these past couple years,
that's just
the
what it is.
Super Bowl has been ass.
It has. Even Rihanna that performed last Super Bowl.
No, shit was ass.
The shorty was pregnant. She wasn't really doing as much as she probably could have done.
Like the 50 Cent one was good. I didn't like the Beyonce one. I just don't like Beyonce.
I thought Beyonce one was decent. But the other thing about it is just people need to realize that Kendrick is really who he says he is.
Yeah.
Like with this album is honestly really good. The music video dropped recently for Squabble Up. Squabble Up was a good song. I think a lot of the songs on there were slappers. The other thing too, along with that, I feel like I have never seen Drake cry like he's crying right now. That man has taken even the biggest L he took from what's his name? What's that guy's name? Shoot, I can't remember his name. But the L that he took from him when he exposed that he has a son, Adonis, and stuff like that in the song. Oh, Pusha T. That was a crazy L that he took
Not
there.
as bad as this song.
Now it's just like he's getting slapped every time because the Pusha T song was ass. Pusha T was just basically gossiping. Oh,
yeah, the only thing that was good about this. The only thing that was good about that was
Pusha T,
the information he gave out.
Pusha T, the only thing about that song that made that song stand the test of time was the information. The song was ass. The song was not a slapper. Kendrick slapped Drake, but also made it on a beat. Slapped him on a beat. Slapped him on a bop. So that bop is being played everywhere. And now, allegedly, Drake is suing Universal Music because Drake believes that they artificially inflated the streams of that song. He thinks that Universal Music pushed that song artificially to get more listens and stuff like that. So Drake is now suing them. And I'm just like, yo, just take your L and sit down. Just take your L and sit down. First of all, I think every singer-songwriter has artificial streams. There's definitely singer-songwriters out there that are paying for the streams.
How the heck is Sabrina Carpenter famous now?
I don't understand.
The little Disney star?
That's the other thing,
come on, bro.
A lot of these artists just blow up out of nowhere. Like the Olivia Rodrigo. She was huge. She was huge. I haven't seen her in a minute, though. The Illuminati. No, I'm telling you, Sabrina Carpenter, Olivia Rodrigo, I don't know. She's kind of like falling off a little bit.
Yeah, she's falling off. I really like that song she made, Driver's License. That was good. Come on.
And I want to say a lot of these people owe their careers to TikTok, yo. TikTok has made so many songs go more viral. TikTok has made so many songs more relevant. TikToks have literally brought songs up from the dead and literally made them more popular again. Yeah. Like, shout out to TikTok for really putting a lot of these people on. But at the same time, no, Drake needs to sit this one out. Like, you took the L. Just take the L like a champ.
Yeah.
Ever since he took the L, the man has tried to put out some music this summer. Nobody cared about it.
He put out music?
Face out. Whatever, however that song that goes. Face off or something like that.
Never heard it.
Exactly. Nobody was really listening to the songs he dropped. I think, and everybody said it best, the best thing Drake needs to do right now is to disappear. Drake, I'm not lying when I say you're probably the most popular artist of our generation and probably the top rapper. Like, let's not lie. Hotline Bling.
He's not a rap. That's not a rap song.
No, but I'm just saying artist. Let me not say rapper. Let me say artist. Because no
one's touching Drake.
Nobody's touching Drake. When it comes to streams, when it comes to concert numbers, dude, everybody loves Drake, right? Drake, you don't need to prove to anybody who you are. Just sit down and be quiet for like
or unless he's a facade.
No, I know for sure Drake doesn't write all the songs and everything like that. A lot of rappers don't write.
No, I'm not even saying that unless he's not living the life that he.
And you shouldn't be, nigga. You're almost 40. Go get a family. That's literally what Kendrick was talking about all summer. Was like, Drake, you need to stop doing this. F these girls. F this. Go get a job. Go get a wife and kids. Right. But the other thing too is like, Drake just needs to take time away, because guess what happens? People are gonna miss you. As soon as you take, if Drake took, literally, if Drake took 3 months off, didn't post a single thing on Instagram,
he couldn't do it.
If he took 3 months off and then came back with a slapper, everybody would be like, oh my gosh, I love Drake. I always loved him. Oh man, you guys are sleeping on him. Drake is the GOAT.
Yeah.
That's what they always do. If you make them miss you, come back with a hit. And Drake, at this point in your career, you know what's a hit and what's not a hit. If you come back with a hit after another Gunna feature, you're good. You're good. I feel like all the stuff he's trying to do, and then he was on this streamer XQC, another Canadian streamer, last night, and he was like throwing like jabs at Steve Lacy or some other people that was messing with Kendrick at the time. I'm just like, Drake, you just look sad at this point, bro.
Like these people, you're getting mad at people who aren't even on your level.
Exactly, who aren't even on your level. Steve, who is Steve Lacy to you? Like, Steve Lacy just a new up and coming artist. Why are you trying to bring him down because you're mad at Kendrick? It's like somebody
ripple effect.
Yeah, it's like a bully pushing you, and then you push your friend because
he's laughing.
It's like, bro, like what does he even have to do with the beef, bro? Like, come on, we know who you're mad at, and you know who you're trying to take shots at. And then Lil Wayne, after that song dropped, Lil Wayne put out a whole post on Instagram like, "You don't want to wake a sleeping dog. You don't want to get me angry," something like that. Lil Wayne posted that. I was just like,
I actually do want to sleep.
I think Lil Wayne has, when it comes to bars and rhyme scheme,
not even close.
It's not even close. Lil Wayne doesn't even write his songs. He just goes to the booth and starts spitting songs.
I want to hear his rebuttal.
But I've heard that Lil Wayne, historically, when it comes to rap battles, isn't the best. So we'll see what happens. I don't know.
This is not a rap battle, though.
No, like just diss tracks. Okay, he's not the best.
But like, bro, when you talk about lyrical genius,
Lil Wayne is up there for sure.
He can put something together. Unless he has nothing to put it together.
I don't think he has something to put together. Lil Wayne is. That's the thing. Lil Wayne is. I don't want to say it, but he's on his way out, right?
He's on his way out. One more bang,
right?
Mona Lisa, bro.
He's gonna drop. He's gonna keep dropping music, right? And he's a GOAT for sure, but he's just not in the current.
Bro, okay, but you gotta think, bro. Lil Wayne and Kendrick Lamar are good. They used to do songs together.
I mean, Drake used to do songs with Kendrick. Like, they have a song together. But that's the thing, right? So this is another thing I just figured out. Right, Universal Music, who Drake is suing, is actually like a bigger conglomerate where both of their labels are under Interscope and I don't know who Kendrick is under. But yeah, they're both under the same like umbrella company. But I just think they need to take the time off to chill.
They do.
They just need to take the time off to chill.
Kendrick, keep doing your thing.
Oh yeah, Kendrick. I feel like.
Can't wait to see K-Dog on February.
Super Bowl. No, I think it's going to be interesting to see how this kind of plays out. Because Kendrick did say there's no second chance, but he still calls them out again on this song. So Kendrick might be milking it a little bit, but
as he should.
We'll see what happens. But like I said, I really think if Lil Wayne hadn't spoken poorly, and Lil Wayne didn't really speak poorly on the thing. He just said he was disappointed. He thought he was going to be chosen, right? But I really think that Kendrick would have brought Lil Wayne out on that Super Bowl. Because what Kendrick does is he really brings out like nostalgia. Even the new music video, Squabble Up, that he has, people are already picking out so many references to old hip-hop, R&B music videos based on that music video. So Kendrick knows history. Kendrick knows, oh, this is New Orleans. This is Lil Wayne.
They say Drake coming to Compton tomorrow. What?
Drake needs to stay in Quebec. That man needs to stay in Quebec, not Compton. Nah. Stay in Quebec, bro. It's gonna be all right, Drake. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. Everybody takes L's. It's okay.
We all take.
We're all human. Take your L like a champ and just sit this one out, buddy. Sit it out. Now, let's talk about. It's been a while we've had a Christian talk.
Yeah.
A Christian versus secular talk. Let's talk about Alex Jean in Transformation Church.
Yeah. All right. To preface.
It's just me and us. You are all I care about. I don't need no one else. Oh man, Alex Jean. First of all, can we sing some praises for Alex Jean, bro? Alex Jean is such a good artist. Yeah. If anybody is listening to this podcast and is looking for Christian pop, Christian rap music, Alex Jean is such a good rapper. And the thing I like about Alex Jean is this. He makes songs that are objectively good. You can't just be like...
You can't deny.
Oh, you can't deny it because he makes good music that is just objectively good. Yeah. When I was growing up, the Christian rap that was playing when I was growing up was doo-doo.
I didn't even know there was a thing that's Christian rap.
And the Christian rap that was out there was Kids Bop. God is our Lord. God is our Savior. We love Jesus Christ. He's our guy. No. Like, it's so doo-doo garbage. Like, of course, you're praising the Lord, so, it's not doo-doo garbage. But, it's not something I can really listen to and be like, okay, I want to hear that song.
Yeah.
If I'm listening to it, just out of
like if it's not gospel and it's just like
But Alex Jean does a thing where he mixes the sound of secular music with the words of God, and it's a beautiful blossom. I think that's why people love Kirk Franklin so much and all these, because they bring out a pop and an energy to music. And
I like his music.
What's the other people? Elevation Worship, and what's the other people that are really popular?
Yeah.
The guy that just keeps winning a bunch of Emmys every single year.
Maverick City.
Yeah, Maverick City. They bring out so much.
They do weird stuff though.
Whatever. They bring out so much energy when it comes to music that it's.
Well, Maverick City did a song with Glorilla.
I saw. Oh yeah, what's your take on that? I actually.
Why?
I didn't even listen to it. I didn't even listen to it.
Why?
Yeah,
it was actually decent. It was actually decent.
Oh really?
But it's just like, why?
I mean, her name of her album was Glorious, which is a great title. First of all. Another thing, quick side note. When it comes to rap right now, besides Kendrick, the women are killing it.
They are.
The guys are actually trash. Trash. The guys are trash right now. Lil Baby hasn't come out with a banger in so long. Nobody even is thinking about him anymore. Everybody's thinking about Gunna and Kendrick. But I'm telling you, the women are killing it. Lotto,
but bro,
Glorilla.
Come on, bro.
Oh my goodness, all the women are destroying.
What does a Christian music group have anything to do with Glorilla?
Well, first of all, I want to say that people have been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, it's weird. Like
Mary did a song with
Nicki Minaj. I didn't like that.
Kirk Franklin has done a song with Chance the Rapper, and
Lecrae has done the same thing too with Ty Dolla Sign.
People don't like Lecrae though.
I like Lecrae. I actually got to meet Lecrae.
Did you listen to his podcast?
Yeah, I do. I got to meet Lecrae, bro.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
When?
He performed. He did this Christian thing.
At Salt?
No. At something called Pulse. And he performed. Him and Hall V performed.
In Minnesota?
In Minnesota.
Oh, wow.
And I got to talk at
Hall V, oh man.
I got to talk at the conference.
Oh, I think you showed me the video.
Yeah. So then I was backstage. I was backstage the whole time. And I got to talk to Lecrae and Hall V.
What did Lecrae do before he was singing?
He was singing.
No, but he found God later in his life too.
No, he's been singing.
No, but he found God later in his life. Because I think I was listening to his podcast. He wasn't born a Christian.
No, his.
It was later in life that he became a
family,
Christian.
like it was just a bunch, like how Kendrick, just gang banging and whatnot.
Oh wow.
But it's just like, bro, you know what he said? He's like, dang, you're so big. That's what Lecrae told me. Okay,
Hope he's eating.
No.
He said, Lecrae thinks I'm big, guys. Oh my god.
Listen. Nah, because you don't understand, like, Lecrae.
He's a celebrity. He's huge.
He is, and it's huge. Like you realize he's like almost.
I'm trying to get our podcast to his level, bro.
Like 40, 50 years old.
He looks like he's 20.
He looks 20.
No way he's 50.
Bro, he's almost 45 or something.
Goodness. He looks like he's 25, bro.
He's probably 6'5". He is jacked. I'm just gonna say he's pretty.
Much.
He's pretty big. But the reason why, come on, bro. Let me finish.
Continue.
But like the reason why I was super happy to see him and just be in the presence was because when I like stopped listening to secular music,
it was tough.
It was tough. So I spent damn near a year not listening to any music in my car, and I finally found Lecrae and Hall V. And it was like those were the two Christian artists that I was able to actually listen to.
Ask anybody. I hate going to the gym with other people. I like going to the gym by myself, and I like listening to hype music. And sometimes I don't want to listen to F this girl, F that girl, smoke a lot of, let's drink a lot of wine. I don't want to listen to that. When it comes to hype Christian rap music,
goes
Hall
really
V,
good.
Alex Jean, Lecrae, these guys.
Come on, don't forget
Corden.
What's wrong with you, bro?
Gordon?
Oh,
Gordon?
Caleb Gordon.
Get
it right.
Those guys, Alex Jean, Caleb Gordon, Hall V, those guys are so good, man.
DKG,
that's music I can actually listen to and want to bump in the gym and know that I'm listening to. Not F this girl, F that bitch. I smoke and drink. No, I don't want to always listen to that.
Wait, can you please pass me my phone?
Yeah.
Actually, there's so many. But let's get back on the transformation.
No, okay, yeah. So let's get back on topic.
Okay,
just shout out to those guys.
Okay. Let's start off with the history of transformation and why I personally have a problem with
Transformation Church. If people don't know, what's the name of the main guy?
Mike Todd.
Mike Todd. They're in controversy every 2 months.
Every 2 weeks.
They're in controversy.
It's
Even
just
this
like,
year, they were in
bruh.
controversy for something else.
Okay.
I think this year was when they did the Easter stuff.
Yeah, bro. Like, what's wrong? All right. So this is my thing. I'm not gonna sit here and call nobody a false prophet. I make mistakes. I do things that I'm not supposed to do.
Yeah.
But as a pastor, you just shouldn't do certain things, right? Let's talk about the beginning of transformational church. And I might be wrong with my facts, but this is what I
started out as a pretty broke pastor.
Listen, yeah, I'll get into that. So, Transformation Church was the foundation of that church was off of what's that one really famous college that they're in our conference, bruh.
Famous college?
Yeah, it's like a Christian college, yeah.
Scholastica?
Come on, bruh.
St. John?
No. It's not in Minnesota.
I was gonna be saying something, I bet.
No, it's not. It's Oral Roberts. Oral Roberts.
Never heard of it.
So Oral Roberts is a really famous church. Really, the man Oral Roberts used to do TV evangelists. He used to be putting his hands on people. And
Oh, wow.
He used to be that type of guy, right?
Okay.
So then Oral Roberts, I believe, founded the college, obviously. And then the guy who is Mike Todd's mentor and he gave
the guy that does the basement.
No, heck no. Don't put Mike Todd and
You used to like him. You used to say, "Oh, I listen to the basement all the time. I love the basement. The basement."
I'm saying, but don't put Mike Todd
They are
and
together.
Not really. I don't put them in the same. I don't put them in this. They do podcasting.
No, because I saw a episode with him and Mike
Tim
Todd.
Ross. You're talking about Tim Ross.
Tim Ross. I saw.
They're not the same. They're not the same, bruh.
Okay, continue.
Okay, they're not the same. Right? Okay, so the foundation of transformation, the guy, I believe he was mentored by Oral Roberts himself. Well, I might be wrong about that. But he was mentored by someone who was super close to Oral Roberts, or Oral Roberts himself, and then gave the keys to Mike Todd. Right? Mike Todd, at the time, at the church, because I don't think it was called Transformation at that time. It was called a different name. He was a no-name pastor. He was in the children's children's pastor, whatnot.
Oh, wow.
He had no business being the pastor of a church of that magnitude. But I'm not saying the Lord can't do amazing things. The Lord
100%.
can do whatever He wants to do, however He wants to do
Yep.
it. But it's just like when the foundation is already rocky, it's already shaky, it's just super hard for a church to stand on, right? So Mike Todd is, and this is before my even disclosure on Mike Todd, he started off on a really shaky and really rocky foundation with the ex-pastor who gave the keys to him, right? And then I listened to Mike Todd. I used to be a Mike Todd fanatic. I used to love Mike Todd, Stephen Furtick, NET, pretty much Joel Osteen. Let's just be honest, everyone's favorite, TD Jakes falls into that category.
Yeah, TD
He
Jakes.
falls, he
Swallowed up?
He swallowed. He got swallowed. My bad. I'm sorry.
God forgive me.
But yeah, so my thing is I'm not saying they're false prophets, for I am not any false prophet indicator, or the thing from Goku, or Pikachu has that thing. I'm not out here hunting false prophets, because that's really big in the Christian space, and I'm not a big fan of that. We're not called to be false prophet hunters. But at the same time, it's called topical preaching, where they will nitpick, especially money. And this is why people really do not like Christianity, because people will be like, oh, the reason why your mom died of cancer is because your family didn't give enough money.
Whoa,
no, that's a big.
That?
People say it all the time. Or it's like, you wanna stay rich, give more. It's just
crazy.
like, or it's like the reason why you're poor is because you don't give, and it's just like that's just not the truth. And they'll do prosperity, where it's like
that's big in Nigeria.
where
Prosperity
it's like,
preaching.
It's just
That's
it
huge.
takes a topic It takes a topic.
That's how
and
people
then
make a living.
pick and choose. They pick and choose scriptures that defend it.
Yep.
I personally believe the best way to teach the Bible is to go verse by verse, chapter by chapter. Like in my church right now, we're going through Romans, and we're in like Romans 7 now, and we've been in Romans for almost 10 weeks, and we won't get done with Romans until Easter.
Wow.
It's like other churches like 2819 by Mitchell, Anthony Mitchell, such a great preacher. He's like, there's no type of D game that should ever make you run away from the Lord. He's a really authentic preacher. I really like him. But it's just like Mike Todd falls into that category of he'll make you feel good so that you get enough boost for the week so that you have to come back. Because by Friday, Saturday, you're drained, and then you have to come back again on Sunday. And he's a celebrity. I have nothing wrong with mega churches. I think mega churches are good.
I have something wrong with them, but
I don't think it's that bad if you if the funds are being used correctly. But yeah, so
they don't pay taxes. Also,
which is huge. It helps.
Huge. Makes a lot of people want to become pastors. Trust.
Yeah, that's just wrong, though. The thing is, a lot of people are pastors who are not called to be pastors.
I will tell you that Kris Jenner, one of her biggest donations is to a church, and that's not just because she loves the Lord. I'm telling you that. Yep. Kris Jenner, she has big donations every year out of her pockets go to a church.
Why?
For tax write-off reasons. If you donate your money to a charity or charitable organization,
I don't know if I'll take that money.
Churches are.
I don't know if I can take that money.
So it doesn't matter if you take it or not, because they're going to use it and they're going to spread it through the other branches, and the money might end up in places you didn't think it would end up. So, but let's talk about
Alex Jean.
Alex Jean
is
went
good.
to a Transformation Church.
I didn't like that.
Roll out his new. Was it his new? Because he already dropped an album.
No. It's a new album that's not out yet.
Oh, okay. To drop a new album, right? And a lot of people were angry about this.
Yeah, as they should.
Because Alex Jean went there. It wasn't just, who was the one on stage before Alex Jean even came out?
I don't know.
There was this dude on stage, right? And they were performing one of his songs off of his up-and-coming album. And it seems like a concert.
It is.
Right? It seemed like a concert. It didn't seem
don't say it seems. It is a concert.
Yeah.
It's an album.
But we have gospel concerts. They tour all the time and stuff like that. But that's what was going on. There was a lot of reds. There was a lot of black. And then Alex Jean was coming in a Tesla truck. Which I think was kind of... He was coming in a Tesla truck.
A cyber truck.
Right?
Come on, bruh.
Well, cyber truck. He comes in a cyber truck. He's basically like hooting and hollering in the Cybertruck. It just made it seem like it wasn't it wasn't Christian. It gave very secular vibes.
See how we flow like the wall.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what a lot of people were complaining about.
Yeah.
First of all, what does that have to do with Mike Todd? Right? People were coming from Mike Todd for that, right?
Because this is not any different. Like, we expect this from Mike Todd.
Exactly.
We don't expect this from Alex Jean, Caleb Gordon. Caleb Gordon did the same thing. He got the same backlash.
Oh, really?
And I'm right with them.
When did he do it?
He did it, I think, at the beginning of the year.
At Transformation too?
Yeah, at Transformation.
Wow.
And ever since, his music has been ass.
Oh, wow.
So I'm not saying that this is going to happen, but it might not be this album, but I promise you the next album is going to be ass.
What did he do that was so wrong?
What did Alex Jean do?
That was so wrong.
I'm not saying it was wrong. Because he made a video. He made a video, and he said,
he did. He responded. What did he say?
He said that I understand what everyone is saying. I understand the speculations and this and that. But it's just like, hey, this was a way for us to show the new music, a way for us to glorify God. People are gonna have their opinions and yada yada. But he said that he understands where people are coming from, and I think like majority of the people who listen to Alex Jean, Caleb Gordon, Lecrae, Hall V, were just like, we don't have a problem of you singing your songs in church, but it's just like, bro, it was a full-on concert with dancers,
backup dancers,
all of these things where it's like, yes, do that, but I just think there's a place and a time.
First of all, if you go to any Christian concert, there's gonna be lights. There's gonna be loud music,
but that's the thing where it's like Alex Jean can do that.
Backup dancers,
Alex Jean can do that at a concert. Like I don't have no problem.
Not at a church.
I just think that it's a little funky at church.
If it's a Christian artist, a Christian artist should be able to perform a Christian song at a church.
You know what's funny though? It's not even that it was at a church. It was because it was at Transformation.
Yeah, if
that's
it wasn't
the real
at transfer,
problem.
yes.
If it was at a good, if it was at a really good Christian abiding church, and I'm not saying Transformation is not, but I'm just saying
they have their moments.
That if it was at a really, like, let's say it was at Bethlehem, John Piper's church, that would never happen.
Yeah.
But it's like people will think of it a little differently. But because it's at Transformation, and Transformation is very big on lights, production, TVs, cyber trucks,
they're very big on the production.
Materialistic.
Yeah.
Whereas just like, I just don't think that has a place.
And you know, I think it's because Mike Todd grew up with the all rise, passage 5, 6, 7. Like he grew up with like the very, very boring services.
And I agree
That's what he
with
grew
you.
up with. And he probably thinks that, you know what, I'm going to do something for the Mike Todd of back then. Mike Todd back then wish he could have gone to, I'm sure Mike Todd when he was young would love to go to pop music and also does Christian music. Nothing wrong with it, right? But the thing about it is, I just think first of all, I think they do too much at times, right? I think we need to, okay, we want to make it entertaining, but let's not forget the source, right? Let's not forget the source material. I think that can happen at sometimes, but I think people just need to chill out a little bit. And there's so many haters all the time. They're always ready for Mike Todd. Like everybody is holding their breath, waiting for Mike Todd.
He does it to himself, bro. You have to actually really listen to his sermons.
He got in trouble twice already this year. One for the Easter concert.
That was bad.
The Easter concert was
bad.
The man had people twerking on stage.
Who approves of that?
No, because he was trying to show the evil.
You don't do that.
He was trying to show the evil, but I would never get up on stage and twerk on a pulpit and twerk, which is crazy, right? Or singing dollar
Imagine if that person was a married woman.
Yeah,
her husband is in the stand. And everyone looking at her ass. The people in the stands are dealing with porn and lust and addiction. We get what you're trying to do, and they're shaking their bum bums.
You can't be twerking on stage.
Bro, this is what Paul called. This is what Paul was talking about when he was talking to the Corinthians, when he was talking to the Ephesians. This is the type of church.
I feel like he needs to understand that he needs to dial it down a little bit. Right? We don't need to glorify what the devil does. You can imagine what it is without actually doing it on stage. We can imagine what it is without actually doing it on stage, right? Or when he was like defiling the pulpit in the Bible by throwing stuff on it and throwing. It is what it is. It is what it is. I think when it comes to Transformation Church, when it comes to secular music, let's leave secular music at home. It's fine. But when it comes to church, when it comes to Christianity, let's play things a little bit safer and let's think.
It's not about even playing it safe. It's really like, bro, Mike, it just is so personal to me because it's like when I really started taking my faith serious, it was this week in my freshman year, and I was reading this book called what was it called? Purpose Driven Life. And I was going day by day, and it's a really good book. I never finished it because I don't think you should ever really finish that book. I think it should just help jumpstart your faith. But I was watching a lot of Mike Todd and a lot of Stephen Furtick. And then I watched this video where it's just like kind of exposing Mike Todd, and bro, I was sick to my stomach for a week. I was actually bedridden for a week. No, you're laughing. I'm not. I was actually sick to my stomach.
Because you loved Mike Todd so much.
Because I liked his preaching so much, but I realized why I liked his preaching so much.
Because it reminds you so much of the secular life.
He hit on everything I wanted. Money, wealth, material, prosperity. He hit on it all. He didn't talk about the suffering. He just talked about all the good things of the gospel.
No, I feel like, first of all, I think people cherry pick Mike Todd. People cherry pick Mike Todd, and they pick out the worst of the worst things he's ever said.
I 100%
and then they blow it up. I think he's probably said a lot better things than he has bad things. If we were to put a microscope, if we were to put a microscope on every preacher, we would have seen.
I agree.
And I actually want to get into a bigger. Were you going to say something?
No.
I actually want to get into a bigger conversation. You stopped going to your parents' church.
Yeah.
Why?
Because that church.
By context, our parents' church is like very African, very traditional, very old. A lot of older people there. But why did you stop going to your parents'
It's not that I stopped going. Mm-hmm. It's that I had to make a decision where it's like, where was I gonna grow the most at? As a young believer, I needed to be surrounded by other young believers.
Now, on top of that, my sister goes to a church in Maryland, right? And she says she feels like every time she sees people your age, like what, 2019, 21? 22. She sees a lot of them like on their phones, not really paying attention and things like that. And she feels like a lot of people our age are going further away from the church. They're going to the church for their parents and things like that. Why do you feel like, okay, maybe you do believe it's false? Why do you think it's false, or why do you think that might be true? Or why that might be happening?
The reasoning I do believe that might be happening is because they're not choosing to go to church. Even if they do choose to go to church, they feel like it's an obligation that they have to do by their parents. Which you have to, when you grow in your faith for real, like you have to understand that this is a choice, that you get to go to church. When you have that realization that like you get to go to church,
get to and have to is a really,
it's two different.
It's a really big change in vocabulary.
And I'm not gonna sit here and not like I want to go to church every week. I'm surrounded by a bunch of Christian men who make me go to church, who hold me accountable, which then makes it 1,000 times more fun. And the things that have been talked about on the pulpit, it's what I'm struggling with. Struggling with lust, struggling with...
You feel like you can hear what he's saying.
Exactly.
Or she, or whoever's on the
And it's actually more enjoyable if you actually know the scriptures the pastor is talking about. And that's why I really enjoy expository preaching, because it goes chapter by chapter. You're not going to be hearing about, a pastor's not going to be hitting on Ezekiel, then hitting on Nehemiah, then hitting on 2 Samuel, then hitting on Revelations. And I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying as someone who's new into their faith, they need to learn, because a lot of people do not know how to actually read their Bible.
No. And I think one thing that needs to be said is this. I believe a lot of people who grew up in Christianity went to their parents' church because that's where their parents went. You go to church on Sunday, that's just what you do. You don't have the choice of staying at home, right? Once you get to a point where you go to college, okay, now you're coming home maybe from Thanksgiving, and then you go to church for Thanksgiving. But once you leave your parents' house, or maybe if you even leave the state, they can't dictate what you do. Nobody forces you. So at that point, it's up to you to go.
Yeah.
I think it's so important for people my age and around that age or our age is to go where you feel like the word speaks to you. I'm not gonna lie. There are some churches that I go to that I'm like, yo, I cannot go to this church because
100%.
I don't feel like I'm learning anything. I don't feel like I'm absorbing anything from this church.
100%. Doesn't mean it's a bad church.
It doesn't mean it's a bad church. It's just not the church for me.
Exactly.
Because there are some people that used to go to my church, right? But now I know that they go to a different church. It's not like they moved or anything. They just choose not to go to our church because maybe it doesn't work for them. But the church that they go to, they can't miss it. They can't miss a Sunday because it works for them. They feel like they're being spoken to. They feel like they're being spoken to somebody their age. And my sister said that even when she's in Maryland, she's like, she has some friends that went to their church and they're like, this church doesn't really speak to me. Then they went to a different church and they're like, they can't get enough of church. Yeah. They're workers. They even go on Tuesdays and everything.
See, and that's like the thing.
You have to go where you feel like you can. Don't just say, oh, church isn't for me. Church doesn't work for me.
Nah.
It's just because you haven't been to a church that you feel like you're a part of.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. My church, I literally had I had the thought before, when I moved back in with my parents after college, to not go to my church anymore.
Yeah.
I had that thought. I was like, I don't really feel like I'm getting anything from the preachings. I feel like it's not really being spoken to me. I feel like the lectures are being spoken to my parents and things like that. So I feel like I'm just going to go. I don't feel like I'm getting anything from it, right? It wasn't until I did a couple things. One was working. Being a worker in church, really changes it because it gives you a sense of purpose in that church. It makes you feel like you're working to build that church up. Yeah. Right? So if you're working to build something up, you're not going to want to just walk away from a project. You're going to want to stay, right? On top of that, working in and that's when I joined the sanitation team. When I joined the technical department, it gave me another sense of purpose because I'm like, oh, now I'm kind of seeing, okay, this is what the word can do to other people, because we're also seeing our numbers go up on our live streams and things like that, and we're seeing how it can affect other people. There's some people that even call us in and be like, oh, the sound is down, this is down, because there's so many people invested in the word. And now it's also giving me a chance, like force me to listen, because now whenever I'm working like the scripture or whatever I'm working that day, it forces me to actually, okay, sit down and listen.
Pay attention
To what the pastor's talking about.
You can't just sit.
But I might be on my phone, because I actually have to do something.
You actually have to do something.
So it forces me to actually listen to what's going on. I'm like, okay, I'm absorbing what's going on. It's like, okay, I'm actually learning. This is actually beneficial. And I would like to also shout out the youth department in our church, because I feel like 99% of our church youth wouldn't be as enthusiastic to go to church if it wasn't for our youth department. Yeah. Because 100%. Our youth department, and shout out to our youth leaders, because it made them more excited to come to church. Because that's the thing about youth. You can't just go, as a pastor, you can't just go on the pulpit and preach and then try to see that it's going to catch the moms, the dads, the kids. The preaching's not going to touch everybody. I feel like especially the youth, they do need that separation. Because that separation is going to put them with people with like-minded thoughts and ideas. Exactly. And it's going to they're going to be able to speak to things that they're going through. Yeah. Because the parents can't always relate to the kids, and the kids can't always relate to the parents. That they're in two different stages of life. It's not going to work. No. So I do think a youth church, when it comes to a bigger church, is so needed. It's so needed. If you especially want to invest in the future of your kids and the future of the youth, you need to establish a separation. Not like, oh, we're going to do our own thing and never be in the main church. No. But you need to establish and invest in the youth, because that's going to be the future. Yeah. At some point, the parents are going to, they're going to move back to Nigeria when they build their house and not come back, right? You're going to need the youth to continue to build the church. Yeah. If you want the youth to continue to build the church when you guys are long gone, you're going to have to invest in them and invest in their life in Christianity. Yeah. That's just what it is. If you don't invest in them, there's nothing that can happen. And the biggest thing I learned in how to get young adults to go to church, put them in a group. Yes. Of other young adults. Like, Sunday is great, but Sunday should not be... one day a week. Sunday should not be where you are... The beginning and end of your weekly... Yeah, I feel like Sundays are for knowledge. And then one other day out of the group meeting with the guys is for wisdom. Yeah. That's where you gain the most wisdom. And I've seen it in my life, being in all these different groups, and obviously not burning yourself out. Yeah, but being around people you enjoy. Now, don't... And then the rest of the days is applying it to your life. But now, don't just not go to a church because they're telling you hard truths, and then you're going to another church to escape. Like, don't go from Amazing Grace. They was calling me out. I'm leaving. Yeah, don't go from Amazing Grace to Transformational Church because they're doing concerts. For I promise you, the Lord will. It's funny. And the other thing too is, I really feel like if you feel like you're called to, and it's so being called. Even me, I don't really know what it means, because you might by happenstance stumble upon a church. But there was a couple that recently gave a testimony. An older couple gave a testimony. They came to our church, right? And I think it was by happenstance that they came to our church, because they were going to a different church before, and they were an older couple. I want to say they're in their 50s or something, and they've been looking for a kid. They've never had a kid before, and then they came to our pastor. Our pastor fasted and prayed with them for a week. Had a kid. Imagine they never came to our church. Imagine that fasting and prayer never happened. Maybe they would have still had the kid, but with with the prayers and the fasting and everything that went on, imagine they'd gone 50 years. It's not like they didn't try.
That's a lot of trying.
It's like they got 50 years. What's the difference? The prayer, the fasting, and the location. I really feel like a lot of people do also miss their blessings by trying to church hop so much.
Church hop is not going to help you.
It's
You
not
don't
gonna
grow.
help.
You do not grow. Find a church that you love.
And then also, if you find that church that you love, try to do something there.
You can't just be a participant at a church.
It's not gonna fulfill you. It's not gonna fulfill you.
It's not.
It's just gonna be checking off a requirement every week. It's not gonna fulfill you to the extent. I can tell you that my life has changed since I started doing stuff in church. But should we even touch on TD Jakes?
We already talking about church.
TD Jakes, man. Prayers out to TD Jakes, man. Prayers out to TD Jakes, man.
Prayers.
Recently, he was just speaking, and he just started shaking and convulsing, and had to. Well, I guess it wasn't to that extent, but he just basically just froze. And I feel like maybe it's old age. We don't know what it is, but God be with him, man. God be with him. Don't say anything that's about to come out your mouth, hope. Don't say anything about to come out your mouth. God be with him, man. God be with him. I will talk about what I saw in the comments. These are not my thoughts. These are not my...
I can freeze too.
These are not my thoughts that will be getting cut. These are not my thoughts or my ideas. But a lot of people online are talking a lot of ish about TD Jakes because of that. They're saying that Diddy got to him. They're saying a lot of stuff that I'm just like, yo, this man. Even,
I have a good verse.
I just want to say, nobody is perfect, right?
Yep.
But I can assure you that if God is going to, when we die, if we want to pray that God remembers us for good in the book of life, let's also remember the people that are currently here for the good. For the good. I pray for him. I pray for his family. I hope he's all right. I hope he's all right, because that was scary, what I saw. When I saw him freezing like that.
Okay. So
I'll be with him, man.
You know what this made me think of?
People need to stop with the foolishness. Talking about Diddy got to him. That's crazy.
Okay, so this is coming from one of my favorite books in the Bible, right?
Okay.
So 2 Samuel 16 verses 5. It says, as King David approached Behorim, a man from the same clan as Saul's family came out from there. His name was Shimei, son of Gera, and he cursed as he came out. He pelted David and all the king's officials with stones. Though all the troops and the special guards were on David's right and left, as he cursed, Shimei said, get out, you murderer, you scandaler. The Lord has repaid you for all the blood you shed in the household of Saul, in whose place you have reigned. The Lord has given the kingdom into the hands of your son Absalom. You have come to ruin because you are a murderer. Then Abishai, son of Zeruiah, said to the king, why should this dead dog curse my lord the king? Let me go over and cut his head off. But the king said, what does this have to do with you, you sons of Zeruiah? If he is cursing because the Lord said to him, curse David, who can ask, why do you do this? David then said to Abishai and all his officials, my son, my own flesh and blood is trying to kill me. How much more then this Benjamite? Leave him alone, let him curse, for the Lord has told him to. It may be that the Lord will look upon my misery and restore to me his covenant blessing, and instead of his curse today. So David and his men continued along the road while Shimei was going along the hillside opposite of him, cursing as he went and throwing stones at him and showering him with dirt. All that to say, pretty much. Come on. All that to say is David was somewhat innocent in that stand, and his son was trying to take over his reign. Due to his son's sin, right? David's hands, it wasn't clean. He wasn't the greatest dad, but he didn't do he didn't do wrong, mainly, right? And this man is cursing him, saying that you killed Saul, you did all these things when he didn't do that. So it's really just going to say where it's just like, if people are cursing at TD Jakes, if people are saying that this is what he deserves, only time will tell. If the Lord restores everything back to TD Jakes, because the funny thing is Shimei comes back after David is then back to his kingdom, to be king, to say, my Lord, I'm sorry. My Lord, forgive me, for I was wrong. For I was blind and could not see. And Shimei ended up getting killed. So that all to say is time will tell.
Yeah.
Time will tell if T.D. Jakes is really faking this or if this is real, and if this is the end for him. And if the Lord has more for him, the Lord will, what's the word? The Lord will embarrass those who have
those
cursed
who
his
mocking
name.
him, yeah.
Yeah.
Mocking
So
him, yeah.
only time will tell. So let time talk.
Yep. That's a good way to end it. Let's time talk. Thank you guys so much for tuning into another episode of Whole Lotta Podcast. This is your host, Ebenezer Ojo.
Hope Adebayo.
Catch y'all next time. Peace.
Ooh.